what up, people? What's good? Salute. What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at
No, I don't.
_element_comics.
Check me out on Instagram anyway. Yeah, put on there.
Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop.
I heard.
What's good, y'all? Sixth element of hip hop. We're back. I am your host, Reno Noir. This is my co-host right here, Stu Dog. What's good, Stu? Would you bring me a Gatorade tonight, sir, please? Yeah. All right, thank you. Yeah, man. Welcome back, bro. Welcome back. It's been too long. And we gotta start immediately off with shout outs to the crew. Salute to Slade. What's good, Big Slade? And Corey Adger, salute. Y'all boys came through in the clutch. And you ain't never lied. Slade. It would be nice to get Sada up in here. What's going on, Sada? Where you at?
She should pop in.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let me and I'm sorry guys, but let me send her a new invite because it's been a minute. Make sure she's got the new joint because Sada needs to be here today. I'm gonna tell you why. It's special. It's I mean, specifically out of all the days that we always love to see Sada. But I think in particular today would have been dope or would be dope if we can get her on here because she always had a lot to say about the Flash. So I know she does have a lot to say about the Flash, and we're gonna definitely talk about the Flash because there's a lot to talk about with the Flash. And Sada needs to be part of this, so hopefully she can get in here. And yeah, all right, tighten it up. So yeah, y'all. I mean, what y'all think?
I thought it was good, you know. I thought it was okay.
Overall, okay.
Overall, I thought it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was the best movie I ever saw. I'm not gonna say it was great. It was good. Like I spent some money to watch it, and I was okay with it.
You didn't feel robbed. You didn't feel cheated.
No, not at all. I did feel like they could have done a better job with Ezra Miller. Like I haven't liked Ezra Miller since Justice League as Flash. And I think with everything that went down and all the turmoil and everything, they should have just replaced him, and I think it would have made for a better movie. I just think that it does. I mean, he's
100%.
He tries to be cool and funny, but he's not, and that's the problem. That's the whole problem.
And that is the problem. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people get caught up in, oh well, he did this and he did that, and yeah, like he did some atrocious stuff, and he's a weirdo, and he did a lot of creepy stuff, and that's a fact. But all that aside, like even if that was just it, that'd be one thing. But also, he's annoying as hell. Like he's not good. Like I don't know what everyone's talking about because if you look at all the critiques and all the muckety mucks and all the who's who, and I don't know if they were just trying to save face or save money or what it was, but they're all pumping up talking about he's the next it. And they literally, he was supposed to be the next like Keanu Reeves. Like they were really, Hollywood was pushing him to be the next, whoever, the next big Tom Cruise or whatever, right? He's supposed to be the next guy. And that didn't happen because he's not that. And what he did was he blew it. And so like I think they're trying to like save face, man, and save money, and they probably put a whole lot of money and a whole lot of something behind Ezra Miller. But yeah, you're right. I agree with you. The movie suffered tremendously, in my opinion, from Ezra Miller. I think he destroyed it. I think he ruined it. I think it would have been decent. It would have been okay, but he was so hard to watch. And then they gave two. See, the first version, the first Barry, was annoying as hell. I'm like, dude, this dude's hard to watch. And then the second Barry that he meets is supposed to be the annoying one. And it's like, damn, like he was already hard to take, and now the one that's supposed to be hard to take is on top of it. It's like a double, triple dose. Um,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. What did you think? What did you think about the CGI? Because there's definitely problems in the CGI in this movie, big time.
Uh, it could have been better. I'm not. It
Yeah,
wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen. It wasn't the best either. But it was like I said, it was doable for the movie. It was just for what we got. It was doable. Do I think they could have did better? Yeah, I think they should have. Being as that they were riding a lot on this movie, you got to roll out the red carpet for it. You can't just do mediocre with this movie
yeah.
when you cancel Batgirl, did this merger, banked everything on it, and this new DCU universe that you want to put together. This movie has to knock it out the park if you want
Yeah.
people to believe in what you're doing. Even if you're not going to do this timeline anymore or this universe anymore, you still got to knock it out the park with this last movie
I
for
think that,
people
and
to
I
believe
think
in it.
that's why they continuously lied to us and continuously told us how great this movie was and how it's the next big thing, and then it's the best superhero movie I've ever seen, and all of this crap, all of these lies that they pumped. And I think they pumped those lies for one reason, because they knew the only money we're gonna get out of this thing is those initial first box office,
Yeah.
because everyone's going to tell everybody not to come back. So we need to trick everybody to go see it at least. So let's make everybody think, okay, no matter, suspend logic, suspend the fact that that everything based behind this movie is going to be trash. Forget all that. This movie's great. It's the best thing you ever seen. Go see it. So they got everyone to go see it, and they got a little bit of money, and that's why they did it. And it's shameful. But the as for the CGI, the visual effects artist himself, Zach Mulligan, recently unpacked the real reason that many of the DC Universe blockbuster CGI's uh, shots look so unconvincing. Um, Mulligan is his name. That's funny. Mulligan attributed the Flash's poor CGI to Hollywood's bidding process in a video that he shared on TikTok. And
Mm,
this. So he said, studios will approach of VFX companies and say, "Hey, I have 2,000 shots I need for this sequence," and the VFX studios will place a bid based on that quantity of shots. And he said, but here's the catch: the amount of work per shot is going to vary dramatically. So one shot might have, remove a wire, and another shot, could have remove a wire, smoke simulation, fire replacement, green screen, right? All of that. And despite the difference in workload between these two shots, they're both just considered one shot each. So
mm,
it's very tricky the way they're bid, the way they're sold, the way they're paid for. And so that's the beginning of his excuse. Now Mulligan went on to explain that this results in insane deadlines that VFX artists have to work overtime to hit, which in turn affects the quality of the CGI in movies like The Flash. He continues with his excuse. That said, not everyone within the industry was, as critical of the film's visual effects as Mulligan. Notably, the filmmaker Kevin Smith. We all know who Kevin Smith is. Secret Stash. He made that horrible She Man cartoon. We know Kevin
mhm,
Smith cried when he saw the sequel trilogy. Cried after each movie as if it was God's gift to man. That guy. But no, I
mm-mm,
digress. I like Kevin Smith. He's cool. But he defended the Flash's controversial CGI cameos, and which resurrected deceased legacy DC stars Christopher Reeves, George Reeves, which I was really surprised to see. George Reeves from the old Superman Black and White, Adam West, and And
Yeah,
so
sure is.
yeah, and which I thought was cool. Like I really thought that part was cool. So, Kevin Smith said it didn't bother me at all. I thought it was just a really nice homage to the past. I didn't feel like an insult. It felt like an homage, and I agree with him there. With the
Right.
I liked when they went through the sort of montage of like old DC, you know, stuff and whatever. It didn't make the movie better. It wasn't part of this complete breakfast. It wasn't part of the movie. Like it didn't, but it was cool to see those things, sure. But I don't think it made The Flash any better of a movie. Do you think that made the movie good or not? Because a lot of people give it. They're like, oh, it had this and had that and nostalgia and blah blah blah. Doesn't make it a
The
good
nostalgia
movie.
was good. The nostalgia was good for the movie, I think. I think that the
Absolutely.
story was good. I just think that they should have casted a different actor to play the role to
A
make it more
Barry
believable.
Allen.
Right, to make it more believable. And plus, like I said, I haven't liked Ezra Miller since Justice League, but a lot of people I know that they wanted to see this movie, but they didn't because Ezra Miller was in it. And
Mm-hmm.
they go on about what he did, and it turns them off. And they'll tell you, I don't want to see that
Yeah.
because he's in it. So had they
Right.
picked a different actor, they probably would have got close to the numbers or reached them the numbers that they wanted to get in the initial box office opening.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
And you know, the film garnered mixed reviews, and several critics, took aim at the screenplay, as well as the visual effects. And the opening weekend box office, like you say, the haul was equally underwhelming, amounting to just $55 million in North America, which is less than the 70 to 75 million that it was projected to rake in, and less, I believe, than Quantumania even made. But the movie's worldwide ticket sales sit right now at 144 million, I believe. Well, as of well, 3 days ago, actually. So
Right.
as of 3 days ago, it was 144 million. Which again casts they're not doing a sequel. I mean, that's not happening. And question mark people still that really don't understand the whole DC and the DCU and the DCEU and James Gunn and this new DC and this the casual audience and a lot of like film people, they don't really get that. So they're like, the Flash, I wonder if there's gonna be a sequel. They don't know that there's this whole plan. And so there's this sect of people wondering if it's gonna make a sequel. And they're not doing a sequel. This movie was something that they probably wouldn't have done if it wouldn't have wasted money to just scrap it. They would have just scrapped it
I agree with that.
because yeah. And question marks do hang over the future of this rumored Batman Beyond spinoff. Um, Kevin Smith himself recently claimed that the Flash's, main draw, Michael Keaton, was set to reprise the role of Bruce Wayne Batman in that spinoff. But the project moving forward hinged on the Flash's success, which so and
Hmm.
while Kevin Smith's industry insider status makes him a credible source, it's worth noting that neither DC Studios or Warner Brothers have officially confirmed that a Batman Beyond spinoff headlined by Michael Keaton was ever in the works. But if you've heard, that's why.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get that spinoff. Hopefully they come to their senses, leave
Well, that
Ezra
would be
Miller
cool.
alone, and we can move on with our lives. I mean, you got Gus. Gus could have played Flash. They could have just reshot it. They could have did what they had to do. I mean, it wasn't
Hmm.
hard, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just a matter of bad decisions versus greed. So like on one hand, you cancel Batgirl, and I read an article the other day where a guy he said he snuck into the private screening, and he's just a random guy, and he said when
Yeah.
he said what he saw wasn't bad as they say it is. He said what I saw was actually pretty decent. He said,
Right.
was it the best thing He said, no. He said, but it was good enough to watch. He
Yeah.
said, because I stayed for the whole movie. He said, I stayed and
Right.
watched it. I think you sent me the article. And I was reading
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
the guy tweeted. He was there were people were asking questions. He was like, "Look, I thought it was good. So I didn't think nothing bad of it." He said, "I thought it was actually really good." And that's how I thought the Flash. I thought the Flash was good. Wasn't great. I was pleased, but like I said, it's just certain things that turn me off about it. Ezra Miller is one. Two, the fact that they didn't. The story kind of for me just dragged just a little bit, and they switched the characters. Like his mom is Spanish. Mom is Spanish in the comics, so I
Yeah.
don't get that. I don't get why they had to do that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get why. And then at the end when they brought George Clooney in, I don't get that either. Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
that either.
That's just yeah. And then they were talking about, is George Clooney gonna be the Batman of Brave and the Bold? It's like, nah, y'all are reading too far into it. I think that was just like a joke to be like, well, we showed you every other Batman and we showed you every other, hey, remember this one?
Right?
That's
Yeah, they
what I
didn't
think it
show.
was.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. We didn't see it. Yeah, they didn't show Clooney. But Clooney
The
also said that he would never play Batman again because he saw how passionate the fans were about it, and he said,
Yeah,
"I
he
didn't
would.
know. I ruined it. Like I ruined the role of Batman." He said, he said, "I'll do you a favor. I'll never play the role again. I'll never put on the cowl as Batman again."
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
So,
But speaking of the Batman Beyond thing, okay, so I just got into the digital streets here, and DC is moving forward with the Batman Beyond, but they did ditch Keaton. So let me just read the thing to you. Earlier this year, Michael Keaton was rumored to be involved in a Batman Beyond project. Keaton returned for Batman as Batman in the Flash and other DC projects like Batgirl and Aquaman 2. But his role in the DC universe has been drastically cut. Now that Ezra Miller's Flash movie isn't doing great, reports of the Batman Beyond project happening are slim. It's something fans have loved seeing in animation and comics, but it seems that the live action version of the project won't be happening anytime soon. On the other hand, DC Comics announces that Terry Guinness will return without old Bruce Wayne to help him as he explores older parts of Gotham in his new series, Batman Beyond Neo Gothic. One source shares that his adventure into old Gotham will be filled with new dangers and present a new opportunity for the hero to prove that he is Batman. And here's the quote: in Batman Beyond Neo Year. So okay, so here they're calling it Batman Beyond Neo Year. Over there they called it Batman Beyond Neo Gothic, and I think there's another one coming up. So Terry McGinnis mourned the passing of his mentor and defeated the evil AI controlling Neo Gotham, asserting himself as the one true Batman. But this next battle will bring him to the remains of old Gotham. Children are going missing and being swallowed by the city's old bones. Batman Beyond will have to go underground, led by a mysterious splicer named Kyle the Catboy, to find the children and confront the city's buried sins. What
mm,
happened to the green of the city? What happened to magic? And what villains never left old Gotham? End quote.
mm,
And there's a comic, Batman Beyond Neo Gothic. So that may be what they're talking about. So Batman Beyond Neo Gothic #1, Into the Remains of Old Gotham, is dope. Um, and I think that's so. In July, on July 25th, when the comic series becomes available, um, the series will obviously be interesting to see Terry McGinnis work out how to defeat some of Gotham's older villains while he doesn't have someone like Bruce Wayne to help him. It also
mm,
shows fans why something like Batman Beyond in live action could be a great way to tell a new story of Batman, right? And just like Spider-Man, stories about Miles Morales are interesting because it explores a different side of the hero. And Batman has only focused on Bruce Wayne's Batman for the longest time. It's always been Bruce Wayne. It's always been the Joker. Blah blah blah. It's never changed. But there are other iterations. Batman Beyond is very successful, well liked. People love it.
it is.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
the comic was
Um,
very successful.
yeah.
The cartoon was very successful.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
cartoon was probably the most successful thing they ever did, besides the
Yeah.
movie.
And people want to see more of Batman and more different kinds of Batman, So it's not a bad idea to
Yeah,
change things up. And while James Gunn is rebooting everything and rebooting Batman again for the DCU, it would be great to see, this next era of DC live action finally do something new and explore a Batman Beyond project with one of the older Batman actors reprising roles like Keaton. Um, it's got to be Keaton. But DC can make the movie into a DC Elseworlds project if they wanted to. And, meaning that the film wouldn't be canon. It wouldn't have to mess with anything like Robert Pattinson's Batman saga. And,
right.
because there's so much potential to show fans a radically different side of the DC universe with Batman Beyond. It's kind of like the 2099 for Marvel. It's the same,
The
super
same,
far in the
different.
future. Yeah.
Yeah, the same but different. But remember, I asked
Yeah.
that question before. I was like, how long are we gonna tell the same story for these
Right.
characters when you can move on? Like we know their origin story. We know what happened. What like when are we gonna move on from Martha dying and the Joker and
Hmm.
when are we gonna move on from that? Like when are we gonna get a Superman movie where they don't start out with him leaving Krypton as a baby? Like
Right.
we've seen that. We know that origin story.
Yeah.
They tried it with Wonder Woman and it failed. Just people asking the question like, where make these characters grown people. Let's go on an adventure. And Hollywood's not doing that. Hollywood wants to tell a
Not at
backstory.
all. Right.
Mm,
I agree. It's terrible.
it is. It is, and it should be addressed because if you're not gonna do that, it's time to move on with some new heroes. Like you just gave us the Flash. You can give us Green Lantern, Cyborg, which was canceled. Uh, it's a lot. Or like Batman Beyond. It's a
When
lot
I
you can give us.
when I look at the Flash, right? When I look at the Flash's costume, I think that
Mhm.
Barry Allen, I think the Flash could I think the suit should have more resembled something like the Deadpool costume versus something like what we got, like a plastic helmet. It just seemed too like thick and armory. His costume in the comics is skin tight thin. It's like spandex. It's like that's what I mean by like Deadpool. Like they could have made it textured like how Deadpool's is. Because in
Right.
the comics it's skin tight. Skin tight doesn't look good in live action, but they have, ways to do it that could have still looked like cloth, still could have looked skin tight. I just didn't. I think it hurt. I think that was another big part that made it hard to watch. I mean, just a goofy looking mask,
Mhm.
everything. I mean, he made Flash look corny. He made Flash is it was this is what bothers me because Flash is a dope character, man. I love the Flash. I love Barry Allen. Like people like my son or people who don't know about the Flash, they just know about this version of the Flash. They're like, why would you like the Flash? Flash is like the wackest character out there. And it sucks because that it's portraying this character to people who don't know any better, and this is what they think the Flash is, man. And it's not right. It's not right. Because this ain't the
No,
Flash.
it's not.
It ain't Barry Allen. You said it. You said it uh right away. Um that back in the Justice League days that Ezra Miller, that Barry Allen is a more stoic, a more serious. I mean, he's like a cop, he's more serious.
Yes,
Barry Allen,
yes.
is a goofball.
He
He's neurotic.
was, and
It's like a yeah. So
yeah.
so he did not. Wepa, what's good?
And
Comic
I
Crusaders in
wonder
the
what
building.
Omega in the house. Yeah.
Luke.
Yo, salute Omega. Yeah. I just think that they should, move on with Flash, bring in Gus. Ezra's out, Gus is in.
Yeah,
Chop
they
up your
shouldn't.
losses. Release Batgirl as a bonus feature on the Blu-ray disc for this Flash movie that they're gonna bring out to
Yeah,
give us a reason to buy it
that'd be
and try
hype.
to recoup some more money and keep it going, bro. Because if we're gonna get a reboot of this universe, whether we like it or not. So okay, so we better things on the way. We know that. We know that.
Yeah.
And I have faith in James Gunn. I really, really do. But this movie here was not it wasn't a disappointment. I was just disappointed in what I wasn't disappointed in the product. I was disappointed in everything behind the scenes.
I
At,
mean,
and how they did it, and how they should, and what they, how much potential they had. Because if you were going to add Michael Keaton, right, you could have had. There's a lot you could have did with that, and if you'd have brought in a different
uh,
Flash
they could
and
have done
somebody
so
that was
much.
less annoying, it would have been so much better. You would have
I
made it
love how they
way better.
and for those of us who watched that documentary about the Superman that never was, a Superman that could have been or whatever, all about the Nick Cage Superman movie that we almost got but never got. That was dope. Seeing Nick Cage as Superman was cool as hell. 'Cause
Yeah, it
he
was.
did look dope. He did look dope. He had
Yeah,
long he was the long-haired Superman, you know, from when around the time of when he died and stuff, long-haired Superman, early '90s, and, it would have been cool as hell, man. It looked great, so that was cool to see. That was like a little Easter egg, like a little fan service, little something like, "Here you go, guys." Stuff like that was cool, but you butchered one of my favorite DC stories, Flashpoint. Just butchered it, slaughtered it, took all the good stuff out. I mean, like,
yeah.
to me, bro, I struggle to find anything good about this movie. Like, the only good things about it were the Michael Keaton, some, you know, most of the Michael Keaton stuff, and like, even the Zod stuff, which I was really looking forward to, seemed flat and two-dimensional. He didn't even seem like he was into it. The actor playing Zod, he did not seem into it, like, he was just kinda, like, going through the motions, like, he didn't really care. It's like he knew this wasn't Superman. He's like, "I know this ain't Superman. This is
Yeah,
just
like I
some
need
other."
soup. I need soup to get it going around here.
Yeah, like, this is just a side movie, like, but I don't know. It it's sad because I think, you know, a story like Flashpoint had so much potential. It could have been so good.
It
It's
could have.
just sad that they just put so much they depended so much on Ezra Miller. It's sad that they did that. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why. I know that they have a reason. I just don't know what it is. Can't even imagine what it is that you felt you had to, like, literally boldface lie to our faces, lie through your teeth to us that this was the best movie you ever
Best
saw and
movie
all this
ever
shit.
made. Yeah, ever saw.
Why did you do
Right.
that? You know we're gonna know you lied, like, in a minute here. You just wanted
It's
that
it,
initial money that bad?
it's hype. It's just to promote the hype. They don't want to take any more losses. And if you
Oh,
didn't want to
man.
take any more losses, you should have delayed this movie another month or two and made it the best possible movie you could make it.
Well, here's the thing. They they're doing the whole, what you call it, with James Gunn. They're doing the whole reboot. They're fixing the whole DC universe. They're doing that because they know it was trash. So it's like, okay, don't even, you know, okay, you put the movie out, just put the movie out. Don't try to pump it like it's the next big thing. And you got people, oh, is there gonna be a sequel? Bro, that movie was just a throwaway. It was like a little tidbit that, like, okay, we already made this thing. Might as well show it to them. Because we got the new DC thing coming. So
Hmm.
that's it. Like, that's it. You got the new DC thing coming. Don't put so much eggs in this basket. Don't put so much behind Ezra Miller. He's out. He's not.
He's not who you thought he
Let me
was.
knock on wood, because if James Gunn lets him continue to be the Flash and he wouldn't let Cavill be Superman, I take everything good I said about James Gunn back. I mean, if that happens, I would lose all respect for James Gunn. And I
Damn.
rock with James Gunn. That's saying a lot
Me
because
too.
James Gunn makes my favorite Marvel movies. And I think he's got the skill and the potential to make some great DC stuff. So
That's true.
I hope he does,
That's true.
man. I hope he does. But if he brings Ezra and lets Ezra be Flash anymore after this movie in any of his new stuff, I can't rock with you no more, bro. We
Yeah.
we we, we can't be friends no more, bro.
Yeah. People talk about the way he runs. They don't like. They hate that.
Bro, did you see how he run?
Yeah. He run like he's about to fall. Yeah. Like
What is
yeah.
that?
Like
Who runs like that?
I
What
don't
even
know.
is that? And then
I don't know.
they made fun of it in their own movie with him running around the room like a
Oh yeah.
fool. Remember? So you
Yeah.
knew it looked stupid, but you continue to do it anyway. So
So, yeah. Sad. It's a sad day for Flash, man. Like I
Sad day
said,
for Barry Allen, man.
wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't as great as they wanted it to be or hyped it up to be. That's the sad part. And had they just did what everybody kept telling them to do, switch your main character, and you'll be fine. They didn't do it. They went against the grain,
Nah, they wouldn't do it.
and
They
they ran
wanted
from it.
they wanted to make us. They wanted to brainwash us that that Ezra Miller was dope. That we were gonna love him. No, no, you're gonna love him. It's like, no, we don't like him. No, you like him. Like, nah, like I really can't stand him. You love him. Okay, if you
Right,
say so, guys. Like, all right, I'm telling you, I don't like it, but whatever, bro. Like that's
right.
how they did it, and I hope they get what they want out of it because
I hope so too. Because as of
a
right
fan
now,
of Ezra Miller they did not make.
yeah, because as of right now, they're gonna have to go overseas and try to recoup the initial box office money they wanted,
Uh,
and that's just what we got. So we'll see. And then you got the DVD release. We'll see what that does, and put together some numbers after that.
yeah, man. Yo, wait a minute. I found something really cool about Eternity and the Living Tribunal, and where is it? Talk amongst yourselves while I look for this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So another movie that was pretty good that we saw, while we were away was Spider-Man. Spider-Man was great.
That was really
Spider-Man
good.
was yeah. I mean they hype it up, but it was good. Man, it was good. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
we know there's going to
unlike,
be another one.
mm, yeah.
And, Will Smith might be playing Blade. Uh,
No, that's a hoax. That was a
that's
hoax.
all.
That's a hoax thing. Yeah, let's not. Let's please. Oh God,
Now, was it
that
a
is
hoax too? Because they were saying Jeremy Renner died, passed away. Was that a hoax too?
that's a hoax too. That's a
Yeah,
hoax too. I got really upset for a second. I was like, "What?" I was like, "No, not my boy,
I know.
not Renner, bro." I was like, "What? No!" And I start flipping through. I was like, "No!" And yeah, it's super hoaxy. The I actually got some info on it for you guys. Hang on.
Right.
So okay, so I found my eternity thing I was looking for. But yeah, Jeremy Renner hoax uh left fans angry. Um let's see what they say. The Marvel star Jeremy Renner made headlines recently after an article falsely claimed the actor was dead after experiencing a freak escalator accident. The rumors, I thought they were going to try to say like some complications from his, internal
Right.
organs
And
or some shit.
organs, right, from what happened to him.
A freak escalator accident? I wouldn't have bought that anyway. There's no way that happened after all. But anyway, the rumor spread on June 23rd, so just happened. This was just like 3 days ago, and everybody was shocked. And but of course, yeah, guys, he's fine. Total hoax. Shortly after the hoax, Twitter went wild with hashtags like RIP Jeremy Renner was trending, and it spread after an image of the misleading headline from the Guardian went viral. So, but although the article cannot be found on news outlets, a photoshopped image of it started the false rumors, and the image of the purported article read: Jeremy Renner, actor, passes away at 52 from freak escalator accident. Avengers star was left in critical condition and died peacefully in San Jose hospital. I mean, what would be the odds of him after all that then get whatever stupid shit?
Well, that's how
People,
that's
bro.
social media. That's social media. That's how they get down, bro.
All right, well, here's
They
this
get
thing I
down.
want to get into. I want to talk to you guys because this shit, I'm so excited about it. My favorite comic book author, Jonathan Hickman, is involved. He's got a series coming up called Gods, Gods. An acronym, GODS. Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti will revolutionize the entire cosmic structure of the Marvel universe, and that includes upending the current understanding of the Marvel cosmic beings like the nigh omnipotent Eternity, Infinity, and the Living Tribunal, the big gods of Marvel, the ones that like nobody can fuck with, right? Except for like the one above all. But so Gods, GODS, is a massive endeavor that Jonathan Hickman actually pitched years ago at the same time as his X-Men relaunch, House of X, Powers of X, which single-handedly brought me back into the world of comics. No bullshit. And so we'll introduce an entire cast of new magic and science-based cosmic gods to Marvel Comics, many of whom will debut at Krakoa's upcoming Hellfire Gala. Gala, I don't know how you say it, Gala, whatever. So if you guys like me are super duper X-Men mutant fanatics and you've been all over the Krakoa stuff, they did that gala, the Hellfire Gala, where I, all I could make of it was just a thing for artists to draw cool costumes. But yeah,
Yeah,
so it was just like
yeah,
this,
I
but
agree.
it was yeah, but it was a big meeting of characters, and so a lot of things went down and stuff like that. But you gotta get into it. It's too much to read, to tell you. But so the driving force behind Gods is the new character Win. All right, Win, just Win. It's a mysterious and ancient cosmic being who first debuted alongside Doctor Strange in Free Comic Book Day 2023 Avengers X-Men. So,
Right.
Stu, did you get that one, Avengers X-Men from Free Comic Book Day?
Yes, yes,
You got me one, right? You got me one
yeah. Matter of fact, hang on, because me know me got it. Hold on. Oh,
because that one is gonna be a key issue. It's a key issue. I mean, it's not gonna be like a big valuable issue or anything, but if you're like me and you really love the cosmic stuff and the gods and all that cool shit and the mythology and Jonathan Hickman's insane like sci-fi fantasy mind, then then this is crazy dope news to you. Otherwise, you probably don't give a shit. But did you find it? Boom. So check it out. Oh no, that's Uncanny Avengers.
that's Uncanny Avengers. Hold
I
on.
think. I don't think that's it. I think this one's called Avengers/X-Men. Free Comic Book Day 2020. Avengers X-Men. Maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. I don't know.
I think that's the only other one I got
Is there
is
anyone
this
with
one.
Avengers?
Yeah, that's
What's
the one. Uncanny
that's
Avengers.
voices, right?
Yeah, it's Voices, Uncanny
Yeah.
Avengers. That's the only one X-Men on the cover. That came with Free Comic
Uncanny
Book Day.
Avengers.
Yep,
Oh,
Uncanny
wait. Hold that.
Avengers.
Let me see that Uncanny Avengers. Is X-Men and shit in there?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
full.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
That's it. That's
yeah,
it. That's it.
yeah,
So I believe
Uncanny
yeah,
Avengers on
that's
the
it.
cover.
So anyway, so yes, that's a good one. So I don't know if you can find it in there. Look for a character named Win, Win, a mysterious and ancient cosmic being. And he should be alongside Doctor Strange, standing with him somewhere in the comic. But so many of these other cosmic gods will appear in this upcoming X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023. And the gorgeous cover by Valerio Schiti, revealed by Marvel and seen above, features Win alongside Aiko Mikey and Dimitri, with Eternity sort of looming ominously behind them. Let me see if I can find it. No, of course. But out of the three most well-known Marvel cosmic gods, like Eternity, you've got Eternity, who was first introduced back in 1965's Strange Tales, number 168. All right, and then he has a sister named Infinity, which is a being who was introduced many years later in the 1990s in Quasar number 24 as sort of dual embodiments of the current Marvel universe, right? Eternity, Infinity, male, female. And so the siblings are vastly powerful abstract entities, with Eternity representing the concept of time and Infinity representing the concept of space. and both of them are only surpassed in omnipotence and power by the living tribunal himself and the one above all. The living
Mhm.
tribunal is the personification of rule and law in the multiverse. He's the one that fucking makes all the decisions, judgments, if there's anything to be decided, questions, whatever it is, the living tribunal. He's the one where he's got like a floating head, and there's like three heads, or three faces on the head, and like the head could turn around at whichever face it is showing. That kind of thing. It's got like the tri face. Um, that's the one I'm talking about. Living Tribunal is and so despite their powers, and these cosmic gods were all murdered by the Beyonderson, the lead up to Secret Wars. Okay, but they've since been reborn in the new Marvel multiverse, and the
Mhm.
histories of these cosmic beings are always complex and left a lot of questions unanswered, right? For example, Thanos created the new living tribunal from an alternate Adam Warlock with the help of the one above all, while the new entity and Infinity were created by Reed and Franklin Richards when they remade the Marvel Universe into its eighth iteration. And so the cosmic personifications are usually intimately involved in many major events throughout Marvel history, right? Whenever some major shit goes on, these guys are always there. But this new um series, Gods by Jonathan Hickman, is planning to reveal some surprising truths about these abstract beings, right? So Marvel's promising that the exciting new series will recast Eternity, Affinity, and the Living Tribunal in what they're
Mhm.
saying shocking new light, while also introducing the mysterious agents of the natural order of things and the powers that be, two factions that have schemed and clashed with each other for eons. End quote. In a millennia long war between the balance of science and magic, and it will be, and it will be. I think it'll be dope to see like how Marvel's original omnipotent cosmic beings will sort of be involved with this new way of understanding, and these new and presumably new characters, new gods. Um, and gods is promising not only to like reshape and revolutionize these three big god characters, Eternity, Infinity, and Living Tribunal, but the entire mythology and landscape of the Marvel cosmic universe. So like Marvel cosmic is a concept that involves many moving parts, from characters like Quasar and Galactus to higher order concepts like the first firmament and how new universes are born. Stu, you probably are familiar with all of this stuff DC does. This is basically the equivalent of all that stuff. All that new
Oh,
god stuff, all that
the fourth world, yeah, the
multiverse,
fourth world,
yeah,
yeah,
all
new
that shit.
gods,
This is
yeah.
Marvel's shit of that. And so gods will have a far-reaching, I think far-reaching, implications and consequences for almost every single corner of Marvel Comics. It's gonna affect everything. Um, and so Valerio Schiti's variant cover for X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023 has Eternity glaring down at Wynn, and Aiko Maki and Dimitri, in a very intimidating manner, meaning that the cosmic being might not be very happy about the war that these new gods are bringing to the main Marvel universe, a war that could sort of endanger the existence of the universe as a whole. And while Eternity and Infinity and Living Tribunal have been around at Marvel for ages, there's a lot of things about them that we never learned, that we never knew, secrets that could be revealed and used against them, as the new cast of the gods descends upon this whole multiverse. And I think this is yeah, this starts September 6th. So if you like me, love Jonathan Hickman and sci-fi and cosmic Marvel, um mark your calendars, because this is going to be definitely something epic. Something I
I'm
think
gonna,
that
I'm,
Yeah,
It's true, because
it's a key.
a lot of people like Marvel comics.
Yeah.
I mean, it's popular. It's popular with the kids, as they say. But we'll be seeing the Flash movie to stream on Max soon as
Yeah,
that.
you should
Most
wait.
likely, yes. Yeah, most likely it's gonna get streamed real quick because if it doesn't do good at the box office, they're afraid of the next market is the home market if it
Yeah.
doesn't, because they're saying if people don't go out and see it, they'll sit home and watch it. So it'll be stream and then Blu-ray, DVD, and then that's they have to if you want to get make money if you want to still make money off
Mhm. Yeah, unfortunately. Um, but I would say, yeah, I would say wait to see it, man. Honestly, bro, I'd say watch the bootleg. I wouldn't even wait for the I wouldn't even wait for the digital
it.
joint, but that's just me. Um, another cool thing before we call it a night. Well, no, I guess we're okay. But Marvel is basically turning the Hulk into Hellboy right now, and
Yes.
it's dope. It's dope. I've got some. Let me see if I can check this. This is such a dope. This is such a dope drawing or painting or picture or whatever the fuck. Love it. No, I want to show it. I want to show it.
Yes, please show it. Let us see it.
Come on, let's see it. We
Yeah, we
want to
want to
see it.
see. Yeah, we want to see.
Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. There we go. Okay. It's not that exciting. So basically, but it's cool looking. Banner. So this is like the Incredible Hulk #1 now on sale, and because it's time for some new Hulkage, and the Hulk has always been at a crossroads of sort of horror and hero. Hulk's always sort of been a horror comic. It's been a horror
Yeah.
like since the beginning. It was always very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein,
Yes. Yep.
and so like a lot of the titles focusing on characters often finding the balance between the inherent terrifying elements of the Hulk story with the typical superhero storytelling of the Marvel universe. But the Hulk arguably works best, I think, when the balance shifts further into the more horror aspects, with titles like
Really.
Immortal Hulk. Yeah, Immortal Hulk
Okay.
was peak. I think Immortal Hulk is some of the best Hulk writing that we've ever had, and certainly anytime
Mm.
recently. Yeah, Immortal Hulk was phenomenal. And because it highlights what I think makes the character so frightening, especially in contrast to the other heroes and villains in the surrounding universe. A different tonal version of horror is on display in this new comic, the Incredible Hulk #1, than that. And this is by Philip Kennedy Johnson. And this new version, this new Hulk, which embraces body horror and overarching monstrous threats for its storyline. And in fact, this new Hulk series seems to be taking cues from the kind of horror, slash heroics fusion that made Hellboy such a compelling series. Such a great, and it's also a genuinely great idea and a fun way to approach the Hulk. In my opinion, I think is dope. The Hulk's new direction, though, is basically Hulk #1 sets up the status quo for Bruce Banner quickly, highlighting exactly why, after extended periods of being a global icon, a wanted fugitive, an Avenger, and a monster, that he's simply just on the run and trying to make his way through the world unnoticed. And it kind of reminds me of the Ed Norton Hulk, which I think is the best Bruce Banner. In my opinion, I love Ed Norton's Bruce
Yeah,
Banner.
I agree with
I
that.
thought that was my shit. Like the movie was in, and the CGI was bud, and the crap at the end, but the way he played it, the way he played Banner was the best in my opinion. And I think he made it more of a character piece about a Bruce Banner who was really trying to control the monster and all that. And that's the horror aspect of it, and that was perfect. But so whenever Bruce Banner stops and communicates with people, even just going so far as to give a dog some food or chat, with like a patron while ordering a sandwich or something, the Hulk whispers in his ear and taking over his body and destroying the establishment for the unknowing act of helping Banner. And the Hulk has seemingly embraced his rage and is content to take it out on innocent people and just go nuts. And he especially blames Banner for this, something that Bruce seems to agree with. And this sort of isolation leaves Banner more haggard and disconnected than I think we've ever seen him. And I think it's setting up a really dark dynamic between Hulk and Banner going forward. And so if you like me, you think that the Hulk, the horror aspects and the horror type stuff with the Hulk is the best Hulk stuff, then you're gonna like the new stuff that they're doing. And I know that they're doing it because of the success of Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk was very successful. It definitely focused on the horror aspects. Everyone loved it. Everyone praised it. And so naturally, the next guy is gonna do something to that effect. I just hope it doesn't come off as just some cheap. Oh, we're gonna do some horror stuff. I hope it's as good, um, in its own way as Immortal Hulk was, but it's kind of hard to fuck with Al Ewing in my opinion. But seeking the Hulk is the final key to unleashing the demonic force onto the earth. The eldest uh has dark plans to control the Hulk, and because there's these different so the problem is only going to compound by the eldest, right? The oldest child of this mysterious mother of horrors, and that's just the name of the villain. It's the eldest. And so using like shape shifting monstrosities and stuff like that to chase them, the eldest, sort of summons these guys, and so it even seems to have captured and turned Betty Ross into one of her followers. But the issue ends with the eldest using her powers to speak to all the terrors of the earth, and contacting beings like Man Thing, uh,
Mm.
the Moloids, and just countless others, and all ordering them to hunt down the Hulk. So, um, probably
For me, that's where
Werewolf
the Hulk.
by Night.
See, that's where the Hulk gets weird for me. Like I just, like they always have like this big manhunt for him, or it's just I don't know. It's just always some like right now. When they were doing Immortal Hulk, he was I don't know. He was some type of
Like, is
spaceship.
he is he
Dude
is he a
Banner was
hero or is he a bad guy?
right. Is he a bad guy? Right. And then this last one, he was a spaceship, and David Banner was controlling him, and he was I don't know, man. He was flying in somebody's mind, and he had an engine room. It was, bro.
Immortal Hulk
It
was
was
crazy,
just
bro. It was a
yeah. It
lot of
was
it
just
was a
all over the place.
psychological. Yeah, you have to
Yeah, I
Immortal Hulk.
couldn't
You
get
have
with it.
to, because you can't come into it in the middle. You have to start at number one, issue number one, and go like in order to
Yeah, I
to,
couldn't
to
get
get
with it.
Immortal Hulk. You gotta get. But once you get into Immortal Hulk, bro, you cannot put it down. If you start at issue one,
Nope.
you will not be able to put it down. That
And I
and
was into it for a minute, but it just started getting weird, man.
oh
Just
yeah, I don't
I
know.
was like, all right, I had enough of Hulk.
I took it to the end, bro,
Mm.
and I thought it was one of the best things that
You
we've
you went
had
to
in
50, huh?
comicdom. Mhm.
Yeah. And I thought that
I
was good.
sold
They
them all
stopped at
too. I owned
50.
all of them. I owned all of them, all 50 issues. Sold them.
Yeah. I thought that was good. They stopped at 50. I just didn't. I just couldn't get with it. Not saying it was bad. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Like I just the
Well,
psychological thriller
yeah,
type.
that's what I was gonna say. You
Yeah,
gotta like
that's just not
psychological
for me.
thriller shit. You gotta like if you're not into psychological thrillers, if you're not into horror, if you're not into that kind of weird stuff, you're not gonna you would
Yeah,
not
the
dig Immortal Hulk.
psychological.
It's not
Yeah, I can't.
superhero-y, it's not Avenger-y, it's none of that. It's very it's dark, it's weird, no doubt. It's not for everybody. But at the same time, it was like super acclaimed and won all these awards and is like outsold everything and was one of the most popular, like highest selling books. But it seems like this niche thing, but it really blew the fuck up. Mortal Hulk's one of the most successful comic series in a while. Um, which
I agree.
and
That
and
I agree
and
with. That I can agree with. I can agree
I
with.
mean, Yeah, I mean, who knows why, but so and the Hulk has definitely fought supernatural forces before, obviously with Immortal Hulk delving into some of the wild theoretical science as and exploring concepts of faith and spirituality and all that stuff. The Incredible Hulk seems to be taking a more direct approach. It's more on the nose with the horror, like monster bad, rah, versus the green door in your mind. That's so setting up the Hulk to face off, I think with more monsters and stuff like that. But the issue overall feels more in line with something like Hellboy, I think, than Immortal Hulk, which admittedly also embraced body horror, but in a far more directly grotesque way. And by contrast, the Immortal Hulk, or sorry, the Incredible Hulk's coloring and look feel a lot more stylistic. The colors are more vibrant. They're really dark, like there's bright reds and greens and fitting into the more monster driven tone than the horrors,
Oh, that one. Okay, I see what you mean. Because when you read Immortal Hulk, you're right. It is kind of like it's like watercolors, and
Mhm.
I don't know, man. The way it's drawn and the way it's
Yeah.
portrayed, you're right. It is more like a it's like a psychedelic horror.
Yeah,
Like
it's
like
it's like your it's like how your
like a
mind would think.
trippy,
Yeah.
yeah, like an on some type of trip, and if you into that, that's cool. But like I said, people like it because it was like you said, it was a great selling book. It was very successful.
Yeah, I loved it. I
I
I loved
myself
it, but
couldn't get with it. And I just suggest everybody go, try it before you judge it. Um, I it just like this, like Mr. Miracle. It was cool when they first started, when they started this new series, but it got too trippy, and I just
yeah,
couldn't keep
Mr.
up.
Miracle was
Yeah,
yeah.
it was out there. It was way out there, and I just couldn't keep up.
Another one
So
too, what's that one, this show started off pretty cool. It was, Legion,
yeah,
about the
Legion.
started
That
off
was
really
another one.
cool and then just got
Uh,
super weird where I couldn't even
yeah,
hang with it no
couldn't
more.
you? Yeah, it just went straight left. He's like,
But
huh?
like Slade said, this one, this Incredible Hulk, would be more up your alley, and and this new series also takes similar cues like Hellboy in terms of the opening plot. With the hunt for Hulk's body to unleash the mother of horrors, feeling similar to sort of the attempts to use the Hellboy's right hand of doom to unlock the uh the Ogdrug Jihad and both books though even contrasted their brutish leads with a human foil, right? You had the Incredible Hulk introducing Charlie as a sort of fellow rage fueled and violent runaway, and this is a solid direction to take for the Hulk, allowing the title to retain its horror connections while still feeling removed from the Immortal Hulk's uh more cerebral way of looking at it, and its central themes stand out. But the basic setup pitting Hulk against Marvel's monsters could make it an ideal series to run for a while. You know, I'm looking for. I'm seeing stuff like he's gonna probably fight Man Thing. He's probably gonna fight like the werewolf, right? But Werewolf by Night, stuff like that. That's sort of
Mm,
regaining popularity because of the Marvel show
the
Werewolf by
Marvel
Night
show,
and stuff.
yeah.
That was phenomenal and really
Hmm.
brought the sort of horror aspect back into Marvel, and it's sort of I think they're running with that a little bit. We're gonna get some more horror stuff based off that. But this looks great. This Immortal or this Incredible Hulk issue one was dope. Like I said, it's way more on the nose with the horror, but in a cool way, in a very Hellboy type type way, very stylistic and cool. And speaking of the Hulk, um, Harrison Ford,
Mm.
he kind of like fucked me up, bro. Like, is he gonna be fucking the Red Hulk or what? Like, I think he is. I think he
Well,
is,
I
bro. I
hope
think he.
so. I hope
I
so.
think he is, bro. Because
I
here's
hope
what
so.
happened. Here's what happened. Uh, Speaking with comicbook.com during a press tour for Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny, Harrison Ford addressed the idea of his Thunderbolt Ross turning into the Red Hulk. which I think we would love to see him Hulk out. I mean, Thunderbolt Ross, a lot of people don't know that he becomes Red Hulk and all of that. Like a lot of people that know of Thunderbolt Ross from the Hulk movies and the MCU and stuff like that, they just know that's that old general guy that is, always fucking with the Hulk.
But remember, they hid it for a while too. That Ross was the Red Hulk. That he was
Yeah.
Hulk. But we had a
In the comics.
feeling, yeah, right. We had a feeling it was him, but we just couldn't prove it until they let the cat out the bag.
Is that how it went? Because I see, I didn't
Yeah,
read
yeah,
the okay.
yeah, yeah. We
Because
didn't know for a while.
you had that book, The
Yeah, I have
Avengers.
them. I have
Yeah,
like most of those books,
yeah,
and I wanted to know who Red Hulk was. Like they would not tell who Red Hulk was for a while, and
right.
he wouldn't tell. He kind of kept it under wraps, and then finally they let the cat out the bag and let you know that it was General Thunderbolt Ross. I was like, man, I was like, I knew it, I knew it. But they gave
Mhm.
you like real subtle hints at the whole thing, and
Right.
finally they revealed it, and I was like, all right, we know who Hulk is. It was dope. It was dope. I can't listen. I can't take anything away from it.
Well, I'll show you guys. So the reason that I think he's turning into the Rolk is we had a little set photo of Harrison on the Captain America A New World Order. And in that set photo, he's wearing some shorts that are shredded at the bottom. Now, why the hell else would Thunderbolt Ross be wearing some shorts that are shredded up at the bottom?
I have an explanation.
Unless it was,
He
some
could
he
have.
got blown up or he got,
He could have. He
something
could have
happened.
walked into. He could have walked into a whole lake full of piranhas.
This it's all yeah. I mean, these are all possibilities.
Yeah.
It's all possible. Piranhas. You've got the piranhas in the swimming pool. Um, but I mean, he's a military man, so it could have been some what do you call it? Shrapnel.
Scuff.
All
Yeah,
right,
shrapnel.
right, right, right. All right. So here's the images. Here's the images. See for yourselves. Sorry. All right. So there he is sitting there talking to Cap, and if you look down there at his knee, right there at the tip of the shorts, Harrison's
Oh yeah.
knee. You see there? It's got you can see his skin through a couple of holes there, and then the bottom is shredded, and you can see his calf and all of that. You got to be really sharp. You got to really look. But yeah, apparently that's what that is.
Hmm.
You see?
Yeah. Very
So
interesting.
it's like, yeah, I mean, you see the chair, and then the chair's got those weird buttons and the pocket thing on it. And where that ends, that's where his black shorts begin, and then you can see where they're shredded. So they asked him like about being the Red Hulk or whatever, and he said, um, let me see. I don't want to give you the exact quote. So after the set photo showed him wearing the ripped pants, fans had been, saying, "Oh, he's hulking out." Ford jokingly asked, when fans were like, "Oh, he's gonna be the Red Hulk. He's gonna be the Red Hulk." Harrison Ford goes, "What is the Red Hulk?" Like as if he didn't know. And when asked about those rumors, after a quick explanation, Ford offered a small little tease. He said, "Quote," he said, "It may or it may not
That means
be
this.
included
Yep. Yep.
be included in the movie."
Yep.
So that
That
he
means
would have
this.
just been
Yep.
like, "No." Like I'm thinking that's a fucking yes. That's a yes.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
yes.
thinking that's the. I can't tell you, but it's yes.
Yeah, it's got to be because honestly, man, they don't have much else. You have to give us Red Hulk. Like you don't have a lot going. Marvel does not have a lot going for it right now.
No.
They don't. Nobody cares about the Thunderbolts. Nobody on that team does anyone give a shit about. Um, it's been exact. Like I was like, oh man, you mean like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, and Chris Evans, Cap, and like the whole squad, like all of them. That's it. They're done. Like no more those guys in the MCU. Like what? And but something told me like, nah, but they're gonna, but they know what they're doing. They'll replace it. We'll get other people. So far they have it's been exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Scary. There's like nobody that I care about anymore. Um,
Mm. Anybody?
it's I can't really think of anybody in Marvel that I really care about.
Moon Knight? Mm.
The only ones I care about are the X-Men and honestly, man, I don't want the current whatever's going on at Marvel and the MCU, whoever's been making the crap they've been cranking out, I don't want them touching the X-Men. I don't want anything from the mutants right now. I don't want
I think the X-Men is just too hard, for Hollywood to portray accurately without throwing their spin on it because um I don't think that they like what X-Men stand for. Um I think that they want to put their own spin on it to make it more than what it is. That's why when we get these X-Men movies, they're always so melodramatic. It's a lot of drag when they, when they talk and when they act, and you're like, damn, like it's not like this in the comic. And Hollywood, I think they struggle with that, man. I think you have to get people familiar with the characters to write about them. Like you said, you gotta care. You have to care. And some of these writers just don't care. They just on to the next one.
That's true. That's true. They don't care and like I said, man, the people that are making these movies right now,
Yeah.
I don't see them doing anything better than what the people that made the last X-Men movies made. I mean, I can't see it. I mean, and they gave us
Wow.
Apocalypse, they gave us Dark Phoenix, they gave us a lot of crap and ruined it. Like some of our favorite stories, Days of Future Past. I mean, some of the best stories that Chris Claremont ever gave us for the X-Men, they butchered. And when Iron Man was coming out and the first Thor and the first Guardians and the first like that whole first and second phase and even the third phase, I was like, man, like this is the crew I want to make an X-Men film. And so I was really hot. I'm like, man, when's the MCU gonna do X-Men? I really want this team to make X-Men. And then we started getting this, the Eternals, and then we started getting these crap shows, and then like stuff just started
Uh-huh.
becoming crap. And then it's like, you know what? I don't even want these people making X-Men because these ain't the same people that made those dope Marvel movies, and they're not. There's a documentary out called Icons. It's called Icons. What's it called? Icons. So just Google. It's called Icons something. But if you Google Icons Marvel, it'll come up. So it's a show called Icons. It's a documentary show, and it tells all about the whole MCU and everything and Marvel and all of that. And it breaks it down, bro. And it's a whole other type of movie, man. This is another type of movie that's being made. These are not the same type of movies. Remember bro? Go back and watch Iron Man again. How long has it
Good
been?
point.
Everybody that's if you're soured with Marvel and you go watch Iron Man again, go watch, you know, bro, like the first Thor, the first Guardians, the first Cap, like all those movies, bro, were so good and so promising and made us just know that it was just gonna be great for decades. And the 10-year plan and here, phase 6 and phase 8, and yes, it's gonna be beautiful. And by phase 4, man, we got bamboozled.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And it's no strange occurrence either because we fed into the hype, which we
Well, it's
should have
happening with
because
Star Wars is happening everywhere now.
yeah, we should have.
Everywhere that Disney has their hands.
Yeah, because Disney's changed their mission plan. They let people that work for them change their mission plan. Disney used to stay neutral. They didn't get involved in the politics. They just made good moves and they kept it moving, and people loved them for it. Now, a lot of people are saying they're tired of the LGBTQ statements in the movies, the same sex characters, and they're tired of it. They're like, we don't want that. We don't have to explain that to our children. So I don't blame them.
Yeah. But hey, it is what it is. And I know you got to get to work and I know it's getting late. But listen, guys, so um I think I think we'll be back next Monday. I cannot promise that we'll be back Wednesday. We probably be back Saturday. We probably can do Saturday. Um so we're back yeah, for now we'll be back Saturday. We're gonna be changing the channel, some things up, a lot of things, all for the best, all for the best. We're gonna grow. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna get huge. It's gonna be wonderful. We did not take a hiatus or a break because of anything negative. We're doing good things. We're building. Me and Stu got big plans, so just stay tuned, guys, and it's gonna be dope. Six Element is getting ready to grow. We'll see you guys Saturday, though. Have a great week. Thank you for bearing with us, and y'all already know who y'all are, and we thank you guys, man, and salute. Oh, what's good, Marsh? What's good, Warpath? Angelo Bolano, salute. Slade, what up, y'all? Hey, everybody, yo, don't even worry about it, Slade. Trust me, man. Trust me. We working on things. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Yes, it will. I agree.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. That's what it is. Six Element of Hip Hop. Y'all already know. We'll see you guys Saturday. Have a great week. Peace.
Peace.